Alright then, lads, who wants to look at some cards? This stack of about 30, 40, 42. 42 roughly I picked up my LDS. Let's see what I got. 90% of these are for two different decks I'm building. Let's start with the Comeuppance. So this is for the Sheldon Maneri tribute deck I'm building, Ruhan the Fomori. 3 and a white to instantly prevent all damage to be dealt to you and planeswalkers you control this turn by sources you don't control. So it doesn't protect my creatures. But if damage from a creature source is prevented this way, it deals that much damage to that creature. Damage from a non-creature source is prevented this way, it deals that much damage to the source's controller. Huh. Okay. So I got 2 because they were cheap, and I figured I could probably find another deck to put one of them in. Thought Sponge, this is another Sheldon Maneri card. So with that deck, it's funny. The deck list I got, the first deck list, I didn't realize it's the 2013 version. And then, of course, I looked at, and if you look at my videos, Sheldon Maneri, you can see how I first started with the 2013 version, not knowing what it was, and then I found his 2021 update article in Star City Games, where he made a lot of changes. So my deck, my original thought was I would build Sheldon Maneri's deck. Of course, the antediluvian commander, Sheldon Maneri himself, would have made changes to the deck. And what I'm going to do is make an amalgamation of the two. So I've got a lot of the 2013 cards. Not all of them. Some of them got cut as the years went by, as he describes in the Star City Games article. And then I'll mix it with the 2021 version, because I don't have all those cards, and I'm not going to be able to acquire all those cards anytime soon in the foil versions I want. Because like Days Undoing, it's not really cheap. It's not expensive, but it's not cheap, and there's a lot of cards I want. Oh, there's always a lot of cards I want. Anyway, in the 2021 version, he did have Thought Sponge. 3 and a blue for a flashy sponge. It's fucking weird, isn't it? When it comes into play, it gets a number of plus and plus counters on it equal to the greatest number of cards an opponent has drawn this turn. When it dies, I draw cards equal to its power. I actually should have got another one of these for my Hydra deck that I'm building, because I can put a lot of plus and plus counters on it through things like Forgotten Ancient, other effects, Proliferate, and when it dies, you draw cards equal to its power. So if I can get up to like a 6/6, 8/8, I refill my hand pretty quickly. Leadership Vacuum, another Sheldon Maneri card. Like I said, 90% of these are for either the Sheldon deck or for my Omnath Locus of Hydras deck. Leadership Vacuum, 2 and a blue, instantly. Target player returns every commander they have from the battlefield to the command zone, and I get to draw a card. I got 2 of these. No, I didn't get 2 of these. I should have got 2. Why did I get 2 of these? They weren't that much. Because I could put one in Nekazar. So if somebody's going to kill, it's another way of saving Nekazar, because I could bounce him back to the command zone. But I don't want him in the command zone. I want to bounce him back in my hand. So maybe it's good I didn't get one. A second one. I did get 2 of these. Illusory Ambusher. 4 and a blue for a 4/1 kitty illusion. A flashy kitty illusion. Whenever it is dealt damage, you draw that many cards. So you get attacked, you block the biggest thing, it dies, and you draw a bunch of cards. Be nice if I could recur it. If I had some recursion. I did get 2, so not sure what deck I would put the second one in, but I'm sure I can think of something eventually. Confounding Conundrum. When I first read this, I read it wrong, which is kind of a theme of my channel. Confounding Conundrum is a 1 and a blue enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, you get to draw a card. Yay! Whenever land enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, when I first saw it, I saw it in a tiny little version, tiny little picture on the Trinity Vertige website. And for some reason I thought it's whenever a land enters battlefield, if a player had another land enter their battlefield under their control this turn, they bounce a land they control back to his owner's hand. So I thought it affected me, but it doesn't affect me. I should probably put one of these in Edric. They weren't that much. And then Sheldon Maneri, he's running these lockets. I've known about them, but I dismissed them because if I'm going to pay 3 for Mana Rock, typically I would rather play a Coalition Lantern. Years ago I would have rather play a Darksteel Ingot. Now I would rather play a Skyclave Relic, because if I spend 3 more, if I spend 6, I get 2 more copies of it. But I see the point. I see why he liked them. 3 Azorius Locket, 3 to cast. Tap it for either white or blue. Okay. So far so good. But then, 4 blue, 4 white in any combination, sacrifice it, draw 2 cards. So if you're done with it, if you don't need it and your hand is empty, you can sacrifice it to get a couple more cards. Same with the Rakdos Locket. This one I got, this is going in Kaervek. So this will replace the Coalition Lantern in Kaervek, and I'll see how it works, because sometimes Kaervek runs out of cards. I have tried to mitigate that. I've given him more card draw, but I think this will come in handy with him. He also has a Goblin Welder. So the Rakdos Locket, spend 3, I can tap it for blue, black or red, quad black, quad red, in any combination. Sacrifice or draw 2 cards. And if I have Goblin Welder ready to go, if he's in play and doesn't have Summoning Sickness. Hello.
What's that?
That's a Rakdos Locket.
Just like an amulet.
It is an amulet, basically. That's what a locket is. Kind of an amulet.
Yeah. So a locket is like an amulet that can open up, and there's some special treasure in there.
Usually if people have a locket, they wear it around their neck, and they have a picture of somebody they love in there.
Yeah, or you know what? You know how you have that, like, how do you say that, sort of locket, and how there's that broken watch in there? The watch? Then Shimon at school, he has something like that, only there's an octopus there. And it's really long. He has it around his neck, and it's really long.
Okay, so it hits him in the belly?
A little lower.
Shimon is a weirdo.
Okay, bye-bye.
Papa. So, again, like I said, it's Goblin Welder. I can sacrifice, I don't know, something else I don't need, treasure token maybe, and just get this back. And then I can sacrifice again, draw more cards, and tap it for mana. So I'll put that into Kaervek later. Boros Locket. So, when I was looking up Azorius, so Sheldon Maneri is only running Azorius Locket in his 2021 deck. But I went ahead and looked at the other lockets that Charney Retiche had in foil. So I picked up Rakdos for Kaervek. I picked up Boros because it can go in the Ruhan deck too. They did not have a they did not have the Izzet Locket. And I would like to run all 3. If I have a 3-color deck and I run one effect like this, I like to have all 3. I'd like to complete the cycle. But they didn't have the Izzet Locket. I'll get it eventually. True Fire Captain. Another Sheldon Maneri card. Red, red, white, white for a 4/3 human knight with Mentor. So whenever it attacks, whatever creature has target attacking creature that has lesser power, it gives +1/+1 counter. Whenever it's dealt damage, it deals how much damage to target player. So if she's in play, and I cast, say, I don't know, Blasphemous Act, she'll take 13 damage, and I can redirect it to somebody else. Or better, if they play Blasphemous Act, then bang, you did this to yourself. That's why he had it in there. Refuse and Cooperate. So refuse, 3 in a red to instantly deal damage to target spell's controller equal to that spell's CMC. And then Cooperate, you can only play it out of your graveyard, so I can only play it if I've discarded it or if I refused somebody. Cooperate, 2 in a blue, instantly copy target instant or sorcery spell. I may choose new targets for the copy. That's, I wonder if I wonder if Nikazar would want one of these. That's the problem with getting new cards is there's always more decks that can have them. Mystic Monastery. This is a Ruhan card. Comes in play tapped, and you can tap it for any of Ruhan's colors, and it's pretty. I like it. Exotic Orchard. So here is the first Omnath card. Omnath being a 5-color deck. Exotic Orchard. Whatever my opponents have, it will be something I can use. So it doesn't matter if they're all playing black decks. I can tap it for black. If they're, if one guy's playing blue-black, green-red, another guy is playing white-black-blue, then I can tap it for whatever I need. Without any pain, without any, just get it. Mage's Attendant. Now this I got for Nalia. One of the problems with Nalia is hitting the party, and to be honest, so I was talking to, what's his name? Let me just look it up right quick. So, is it Jay Rizzle? No. Who was it that was talking about my Nalia? One guy said I complain too much. But, fuck it. Let's see. Heinemann. So Heinemann was talking about Nalia. And he's the one that told me I didn't know Nalia was a precon. I had no idea. Because the sets are coming so fast, so furious. I have no idea what's what sometimes. And to build the deck, what I did is I went on Gatherer. Yushi gave me a template. Yushi built the deck in Moxfield, and I looked at it, and then I modified it. And to balance the wizards, rogues, warriors, and clerics I needed, of course it has a lot of clerics, I went on Gatherer, and I started looking at black and white, black or white, or both, warriors, wizards, and rogues. And a lot of them are from the precon. The Nalia precon, amazingly enough. But I didn't know. I just thought they're from the Baldur's Gate set because I didn't pay attention to Baldur's Gate. So anyway, in Nalia, I've got this, and of course I don't remember what it is because it's something that I've not played in Nalia yet. I don't think I've even drawn the damn thing, let alone played it. It is a, where the hell is she?
Right here?
No, that's not. Bold Plagiarist. That's it. Bold Plagiarist. So it's a 3 and a black vampire rogue, 2/2 flash. Whenever an opponent puts one or more counters on a creature they control, they put the same number and kind on Bold Plagiarist. So I'm thinking I'm going to replace Bold Plagiarist with Mage's Attendant. So Bold Plagiarist is 3 and a black for a 2/2. Mage's Attendant is 2 and a white for a 3/2. And when she comes into play, I get a 1/1 blue wizard creature token that I can spend 1, sacrifice it, counter non-creature spell unless it's controlled place 1. So with her, she helps me get to the party. She's a 2-for-1. I get a rogue and a wizard in the same card. So she's going into Nalia, replacing the Bold Plagiarist. This I just got because I've always liked the art. This is one of those cards I used to have in foil for the art because I just think it's pretty. I like the blue. I like the way the border looks. That people are doing weird shit. This creature is doing weird shit. But I don't have a deck for it. I suppose I could put it in Hirobi. Threshold. When Gloomdrifter comes to play, non-black creatures get -2/-2 until end of the turn. It would kill my Walking Atlas, though. Anyway, so that'll go in the art binder. Felissa, Fang of Silverquill. So, again, for Nalia, I'm thinking of replacing the Fiend of the Shadows. Fiend of the Shadows is 3 black for a 3/3 vampire wizard with flying. Whenever she deals combat damage to a player, they exile a card from their hand, and I may play it for as long as it remains exiled. I can also sacrifice a human to regenerate her. So, for 5 mana, I get a 3/3 with Fiend of the Shadows. For 4 mana, and instead of 3 black, it's 2 black-white, I get a 3/2 flying vampire wizard. So same creature types, but she's legendary, which doesn't matter because it's EDH, with Mentor. So whenever she attacks, and another attacking creature lesser power gets +1/+1 encounter. But whenever a non-token creature I control dies, if it had counters on it, create X-tap 2/1 black and white inkling creatures with flying, where X is the number of counters the creature had. So she will replace Fiend of the Shadows. Sylvan Hierophant, I just got this for the art. I just thought it was pretty. Let me just reset something. There we go. In the background I've got my Nalia deck up, because otherwise I would have forgotten Fiend of the Shadows' name. I forgot Bold Plagiarist's name, so I just needed something to remind me. Anyway, I got this for the art. It was cheap, and it's pretty. Brian Durfee is another one of those artists that came to the game. I don't know if he did any of the cards, but his art style is interesting. I like it. So what does this do? It's Sylvan Hierophant is 1 in the green for a 1/2 cleric. If it goes to any graveyard in play, you exile it, and then you return a creature from a graveyard to your hand. So that's kind of interesting. I don't like that I have to exile her, but I just like looking at it. It's just a peaceful card. It's just pretty. I like it. Road of Return. The reason I got this is I was looking for other ways of returning permanents, returning cards from graveyard to my hand. So I found out about this. So green, sorcery, choose 1. Quit pushing my chair.
Sorry.
Return target permanent card from graveyard to your hand, or put your commander into your hand from the command zone. Or if you pay 4, you can do both.
Just when will you be finished?
In 20 minutes? Why?
Because we need to start making dinner.
But your mother can't cook? She forgot how to cook?
No, she's doing something.
Okay, let me finish this and then I'll cook because your mother's
How many
not.
more cards?
I just started, and the longer that we talk, the longer it's going to take because talking to you is more interesting than looking at cards. Did I get 2 of these? No, I just got 1 of these. So I'm not sure what deck I'm going to put this in. I was thinking of T-Var, because T-Var doesn't quite have enough recursion. So I thought of giving him the Road of Return. This is going into Edric. It's going to Edric for many reasons. It's a low casting cost creature, only costs 1 green. It's a 1/1, so Tetsuko Umezawa, or Tetsuko the Fugitive, will make it unblockable if he's in play. 1 in green, return target basic land from your graveyard to your hand. What happens in Edric, if I'm drawing a bunch of cards and I have to discard at the end of my turn, what do I discard? The basic lands, if I have enough of them in play. And then I've also got Sylvan Safekeeper. I remembered it. I remembered the holy fuck. I remembered the goddamn name. Sylvan Safekeeper. He costs 1 green. He's a 1/1. Sacrifice a land. Target creature gains Shroud until end of turn. So this guy, if I need to protect a lot of things as Sylvan Safekeeper, he lets me get those lands back to my hand so I can put them back into play. So that's going into Edric. Stay there, Monster Jelly Eye. Gisela Blade of Goldnight. This is for the Ruhan deck, which won't be ready for another few weeks because I still want to get a chain. I need a chain reaction for it, and I want to get a foil one, and I've overblown my magic money this month, so that'll wait until next month. Get the foil chain reaction. 4 red, white. 7 mana. She's expensive. She better do something good. She better be sweet. What do you do for me, Gisela Blade of Goldnight? You legendary angel with flying in first strike. You 5/5 hot mama. If a sorcerer deals damage to an opponent, it doubles the damage my stuff deals to permanents my opponent's control and them, and it cuts in half the damage my stuff and I would take. That's what she does. acidic soil. And this is going to be funny. And so Cube, in his Tyranid deck, he's got this card. I forget what it is and exactly how it's worded. But when he casts it, he ends up pulling 10 lands out of his library and putting them into play tapped. So if I do acidic soil, if the soil becomes, yeah, it hurts me too, but so be it. Acidic soil, 2 and a red, sorcery, deals 1 damage to each player for each land he or she controls. So if I've got like 6 lands, Cube has 15. That's not even. That's kind of dirty. That's a lot of damage. Honorable Passage. 1 and a white to instantly prevent all damage to you or target creature from any one source. If the source is red, it deals to that source's controller amount of damage equal to the amount of damage prevented. So, if somebody casts a Blasphemous Act, and I use this to protect one of my creatures, whoever casts the act is taking 13 damage. There are some cards like this, Turn the Tables, I think, where it takes all the damage. Of course, Reflect Damage does the same thing. All the damage goes. So if there's like 10 creatures, somebody casts Blasphemous Act, and a reverse damage, they're dead. 130 damage. You're dead. Oh, there it is. There it is. Sweet. 3 red white, reflect damage. Instantly redirect all damage dealt by any one source to that source's controller. So again, in Blasphemous Act, 10 creatures. Each creature takes 13. Reflect it. Bang! You take on you die because you're trying to kill my creatures. I just missed this card. It's Quentin Hoover artwork. It revised. I've got a lot of fond memories of opening revised and playing with it. It's going in my art binder because it is not a good card. It's just a pretty card, and the price reflects that. So Feedback, 2 and a blue, enchantment. Feedback does 1 damage to control a target enchantment during the controller's upkeep. So it just picks away at somebody that hasn't, until they can get rid of it. There is Ruhan's Blasphemous Act. I like the Blueburrow art. Kind of like the Dragons of Tarkir Commander deck set symbol. It's kind of neat looking. Now, in our play group, we are not going to play anything after Bloomburrow. Bloomburrow is our cutoff set. The only exception is Cube went and bought a Duskmourn Precon, so he can play that. None of us can play any Duskmourn cards. We can play reprints. So Blasphemous Act, yes, it came from Dragonstorm, whatever the hell this set's called, but it's a reprint, so it's allowed by default. And Blasphemous Act, it says it costs 9. Costs 1 less to cast for each creature on the battlefield. Does 13 damage to every creature. You're not going to cast this without at least 1 creature in play. You're not. So it will never cost 9. Now, if you do cast it with any creatures in play, it will cost 9. And I don't know what the hell you're doing. I have no idea why you're casting it. You need to have some kind of grand plan. You know, whatever the hell that plan is. But there's 1 creature, it costs 8. Arcane Signet. Again, from the Dragonstorm of Tarkir. Got this because I wanted the different art. It's Arcane Signet. You get 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. It's pretty fucking basic. Everybody knows this card. This one I got because Ruhan needs 1, but I don't know if this art fits Ruhan. So I will put this into a deck where I think the art fits best, and then Ruhan will get that deck's Arcane Signet, whatever it is. Reanimate. I got this for Frodo and Sam. I didn't know it was printed in Lord of the Rings until Cube played his Sauron deck. And I'm like, oh, they printed Reanimate? Ooh, I should get one for Frodo and Sam. So I did. Reanimate, pay 1 black. Sorcery, put target creature card from a graveyard into play under your control. You lose life equal to its mana cost. So if you pick something big, it's going to hurt. but it works for you. Chrome Shell Crab, another card for the Ruhan deck, Sheldon Maneri's deck. Okay, it costs 3. You're going to play it face down as a blank 2/2 nothing creature. And then you flip it up for 4 and a blue. When you flip it up, you may exchange control of target creature control and target creature and opponent controls. So you can give him the crab and you can take something good. Sauron is working for me. Here, Cube, have a crab. Mimic Vet. This again is for, like I said, I wanted to finish Ruhan and I wanted to finish Omnath, so I got cards for them. That is 90% of the stack. And I like this art. I would have preferred a foil. Would have much preferred this to be foil, but they don't have this art in foil, and I like this art. It's pretty cool. Donato Giancola. He doesn't work for Magic anymore. Donato Giancola. He got pissed off with Wizards' stinginess. They have not raised the rates that they give to artists in years. And then they did something else that pissed him off, so they said, okay, fine, fuck you, I'm done. Obviously, they still have some slush art kicking around from Mr. Giancola. He's a professor of art at some university. I forget what university, but it's fairly prestigious. So, he's actually an important figure in the art world. And he's doing magic cards, and I just think that's pretty cool. So Mimic Vat costs 3 to cast. Whenever a non-token creature dies, yours, theirs, anybody's, you can exile the card. If you do, return. This wording, I don't understand it, because whenever a non-token creature dies, you may exile the card. If you do, return each other card exiled with the Mimic Vat to its own discretion. How do you get multiple cards under it? Is it, if I cast a Wrath of God, and all those creatures die, I can exile all those cards and put it under the vat? Is that, I need to look up Gatherer. I need to look up Gatherer to find out why it's worded like that, and how I can get multiple cards under this. But anyway, you can spend 3, tap it, create a token that's a copy of a card exiled Mimic Vat. It gains haste. Exile it at the beginning of the next end step. So, again, that implies that there are ways to get multiple cards under the vat. I just need to know the exact wording and the exact structure that allows that to happen. Obviously, it can happen. Hydroid Krasis. This is for my Omnath Locus of Hydras deck. This is wow, I remember when this was like a 20, 30 euro card in foil. This used to be real expensive, and now it's down to 2 in foil. How the mighty have fallen. So, blue-green X. When you cast a spell, you gain half X life and draw half X cards, and you round down for both. And it comes into play with X plus and plus encounters on it. And it's Flying Trampler. So if I spend blue-green and 8, I get 4 cards, 4 life, and it's an 8/8 Flying Trampler. Sweet. Restore the piece. Now we're back to Ruhan and Sheldon Maneri again. 1 blue-white. Instantly return each creature that dealt damage this turn to its owner's hand. This is very interesting. Now, they don't have to deal damage to you. If one of your opponents has attacked another guy and hurt him real bad, and you're looking at those creatures and you think, next turn they're going to hurt me real bad, you can restore the piece and bounce all these creatures back to the dude's hand and make him start all over again. Martial Law. 2 white enchantment. Beginning of your upkeep, detain target creature and opponent controls. It just gets locked down. It can't use its activated abilities. It can't attack. It can't block. It's just there. It's detained. New Prov Guildmate. This is a card that I got too soon. This is in the 2013 Ruhan deck from Sheldon Maneri. but I think he took it out. But I already bought one, and it was cheap, so, and it's cool looking. Let me look at that guy. That guy's fucking beefy. Look at the armor. He looks like some kind of Astartes. So blue-white. 2/2 human wizard. His stats are not Astartes stats. His stats don't fit how beefy he looks. Anyway, blue and white, target creature gains flying until end of turn. 3 blue-white, 5 mana, detain target non-land permanent and opponent controls. So if they have some artifact or planeswalker that you want to lock down, he can lock it down. He can lock down artifacts, planeswalkers, enchantments with an activation cost, activation effect. He just does shit. Essence Backlash. 2 blue-red, counter target creature spell. Essence Backlash deals damage equal to that spell's power to the power. So, if somebody casts Craterhoof Behemoth, and you counter it, they don't take 8 damage for the mana cost, they take 5 damage for the creature's power, which is really interesting because usually these sort of things lock onto CMC, but this one doesn't. And I'll have to remember that because it's something I could easily forget. Powerstone Minefield. Another Ruhan card, 2 red-white. Enchantment. Whenever creature attacks or blocks, Powerstone Minefield deals 2 damage to it. You did this to yourself. You're attacking me? Your creature's going to get hurt. Copy enchantment. 2 and a blue. Comes into play and you copy an enchantment. It does what it says. It's pretty basic. It does what it does, says what it does, and it works. 89% of the time, it works 100% of the time. Evolution Witness. She is for the Omnath Hydra deck. 2 and a green for 2/1 Mutant Elf Shaman. Remember, Shaman has gone away. We won't have any more Shamans because it has some kind of religious connotation according to wizards. Fucking idiots. 1 in the green, adapt 2. She gets 2 +1/+ encounters. Whenever a +1/+ encounter is put on her, you can return a permanent card from graveyard to your hand. I've already got one for Kenrith. I haven't put it in yet, but Kenrith, for 1 in the green, he can put a +1/+ encounter target creature. So for Kenrith, he can instantly put a counter on her, and I bring something back out of my graveyard. It's perfect. It's sweet. I'm really happy I've discovered that card. And there he is. There is the commander of the Omnath Locus of Hydra deck. Omnath Locus of All. So, black Phyrexian mana, so either black or 2 life, blue, green, red, white. For 4/4 Phyrexian Elemental. The reason I chose him for the Hydra deck is because of his first line. If I would lose unspent mana, it becomes black instead. So, Omnath, Locus of Mana, he stores green mana. This guy can store any mana, but he turns it black. So at the end of the opponent preceding me, if I have any mana available, I can dump out my mana pool, and if he's in play, it becomes black, and then I can spend it on Hydras. So that's why he's the commander. Then he's got this other stuff. Beginning of your pre-combat main phase, look at the top card of your library and draw a card. The reason I'm cutting it short, it says you can show it off if it has 3 or more colored mana symbols in its mana cost. I don't think any card in the deck has 3 or more colored mana symbols the way I'm building the deck. But if it did, and I do show it off, I add 3 mana in any combination of those colors and put it in my hand. In any case, he's essentially, at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, look at the top card of your library and then put it in your hand. So card draw, mana storage, he's going to be good. And he also is going to have this guy working for him. I'm really happy that I've got 3 Dryad Elusive Grows for 3 different decks, and there are 3 different arts for it. I like it when my decks have different looks and different feels. So I don't like that I have 3 or 4 of the M11 style Sun Titan. That's why I started branching out and getting other ones as they come available. Sol Ring, I'm really happy they're printing different Sol Ring art, Arcane Signet, that sort of thing. But I got this guy was the cheapest one too, so I'm glad I got the expensive ones out of the way with the other decks. So Dryad of the Lilson Grove, 2 and a green for 2/4 Nymph Dryad. He's got Exploration. I can play an additional land each turn, and my lands are every basic land type in addition to their other types. So if he's in play, my Cabal Coffers, I can actually tap it for mana without having to spend 2 and get 1 black for every swamp I control. So he's going to be very useful in that deck. Master Biomancer. This is again for Umnath. 2 blue-green for 2/4 Elf Wizard. Each other creature control enters the battlefield number of additional +1/+1 encounters on it equal to his power and is also mutant. So if I play Hydras, I get 2 free counters on them if he's in play. So they get bigger, faster. Nin the Pain Artist. The Omnath deck is going to have Vigor. Vigor says, if a creature control would take damage, you prevent that damage and you put +1/+1 counters on it. Nin the Pain Artist says, for blue-red, 1/1, you spend blue-red X. Tapper. Giggity. I mean, wouldn't you tap that? So Nin the Pain Artist deals X damage to our creature. That creature's controller draws X cards. So if I get Vigor in play, and I get Nin in play, she can hurt one of my creatures, or attempt to, and Vigor's like, no, you're not, I'm in play, you're not hurting anything. Put +1/+1 counters on instead, and I draw cards. So she's going to be a lot of fun in that deck. And we're back to comeuppance, so that's the end of it. That's what I got from my LGS. How many cards is that? 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22, 6, 32, 4, 6, 8, 40, 42. I was right. I probably miscounted. But yeah, but 42 cards. Anyway, that's it. Cheers.